So refusal to attest is a crime. So you don't have the right to refuse. So anybody that tells you, well, don't submit to a test, that's stupid. Because if they didn't have probable cause to make you take the test to begin with, we can argue that, later. So you got to take, and if there's something wrong with the test, we can argue that later. But DUIs and refusal are the same crime, basically. My advice to you, if you really, really want to avoid a DUI, there's two ways to do it. You can beat the cops every single time on this. There's two ways to beat the cops. You ready? Don't drink or take an Uber. You beat the cops every fucking time on that one.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled, sober. Some people say that I sound drunk when but and I do slur my words sometimes, just that's kind of how I talk, but I never drink. Oh, excuse me. I never drink when I do these things, okay? I think one episode when we had my client on and we had a roundtable discussion, we were all celebrating. I think I had a little whiskey that time, but I don't drink before these. And I don't drink when I drive. And I don't drive when I drink, unless it's an unpatrolled route home. What did I say? Is that self-snitching? I don't know. But today we're going to react to a long crime video. And this comes on the heels of Britney Spears getting arrested for DUI. As if she needed that shit to go on. Didn't Timberlake get a DUI too? I mean, and weren't they part of the Mickey Mouse Club? And don't you think Mickey Mouse is a fucking souse? I think there's some connection there. We'll make that connection later. But before we get to that, this episode is brought to you by AskALawyer.com. AskALawyer.com for $49 a month is just an absolute bargain. If you're looking for a lawyer, if you got any kind of dispute you're wrestling with, go to AskALawyer.com. AskALawyer.com is a cheap way for you to get some legal advice and guide you through the process. If you're doing your own representation, which I don't really recommend, but some people do it and they do it effectively, you can go to AskALawyer.com and they have an AI component that's trained in all the 50 states. So go to AskALawyer.com. I know my grandma's doing it right now in the basement. She's probably pounding some Don Julio. She's pounding some Don Julio down in the basement with a gaggle of her friends trying to plot against me, but bring it on, Grandma. I know you got that legal eagle in your pocket, called AskALawyer.com, but I got you. Joking, of course. So AskALawyer.com, one of our loyal sponsors, same people that brought you eForm and eSign, both of which I use on a regular basis. So go to AskALawyer.com. Okay, so Britney Spears. So when you're driving down the street, an officer needs reasonable and articulable suspicion to pull you over. Otherwise, anything that happens after he pulls you over is fruit of the poisonous tree and gets thrown out, right? So they can't use it. And what are some reasons to be pulled over? Well, one of the most basic reasons is speeding. So fine, speeding. And or erratic driving. You went over the white line 3 times or whatever. Or, I smelled, a mountain of weed coming from your car, or I saw you almost hit somebody, whatever. There's a whole host of reasons why somebody might, fail you to signal a turn. And if it's after hours, guess what? They're looking for that. They're looking for that soul card on the road. They're looking for, and so you have somebody like Britney Spears. I mean, here's the thing. She's got money. Why doesn't she have a driver? Honestly, even if it's an Uber driver, you could probably hire somebody for like $50,000 a year or so, 50 to 100 grand a year, and have them drive you everywhere. I would do that in a minute. God, that's a good idea. You ever see The Lincoln Lawyer? The reason he didn't have a license in The Lincoln Lawyer is because he got a DUI. So he hires one of his former clients to drive him around in this old Lincoln town car. So here's the officer providing some details on Britney Spears' arrest, DWI, and her subsequent arrest.
On Wednesday, March 4th, officers from the California Highway Patrol's Moore Park area arrested Britney Jean Spears, 44, of Westlake Village on suspicion of driving under the influence.
Now, here's the thing. Do you think they do this for everybody? They don't. So why I kind of think, why pile on her? I mean, she's had her troubles. There's no reason that you need to do this with Britney Spears.
Of a combination of alcohol and drugs.
So you can blow 000 if you're acting funny. They bring in what they call a DRE, drug recognition expert.
At approximately 8:48 p.m., a black BMW 430i was reported to the CHP's Ventura Communications Center for driving erratically at a high rate of speed on southbound.
So, and here's the other thing. So you're driving down the road and you see somebody, right? And you call it in, but you don't give your name and it's an unidentified caller. That's not enough for the cops to pull them over. The caller has to be identified. They have to give their name and they have to give specifics. Otherwise, the officer has to follow and see the conduct.
US 101 near Borford Road in Newbury Park. CHP officers located the BMW near Westlake Boulevard and initiated an enforcement stop. The driver exited US 101 at Westlake Boulevard in Westlake Village and pulled to the right shoulder.
Now imagine if you're the cop and all of a sudden Britney Spears gets out of the fucking car. That would be kind of cool, actually, if you're the cop. But not cool if you're Britney Spears.
The solo occupant, Ms. Spears, showed signs of impairment and submitted to a series of field sobriety tests. Ms. Spears.
Now, we don't have that. Once we get it, we will react to it. But I'm sure those are hilarious.
Was subsequently arrested for a violation of California Vehicle Code Section 23152G, driving under the influence of a combination of drugs and alcohol, and booked into the Ventura County Main Jail. This incident is still under investigation. Chemical tests are still pending. So
refusal to attest is a crime. So you don't have the right to refuse. So anybody that tells you, well, don't submit to a test, that's stupid. Because if they didn't have probable cause to make you take the test to begin with, we can argue that, later. So you got to take, and if there's something wrong with the test, we can argue that later. But DUIs and refusal are the same crime, basically. And they're enhanceable. In other words, actually, Judge Hartigan used to say, enhanceable? What do you mean enhanceable? If you want to enhance something, it makes it better. Well, no, they're progressive. We'll call it progressive. It makes it worse. It enlarges the penalty. And you get so many, and all of a sudden it's a felony DUI, and you could be looking at prison time. So that is what we're dealing with Britney Spears. And then you can lose your license, and you can lose it for a long time. You have to use the blow and go if you want to drive, which is, and the Intoxilock kind of thing. And it's just not worth it, I've had so many people, they were at home and they were drinking and, I got to have some Taco Bell, well, why would you order DoorDash when you can go drink and drive, It's just so stupid. If you heard what the officer said that Britney was charged with a combination of alcohol and drugs, which is different than just alcohol or just drugs. And apparently she had some pills on her, and we don't know what the pills contained, but they were supposedly from Mexico, and they were fake Adderall, which means they probably contained some methamphetamine and fentanyl, probably cut. And so then you're dealing with a felony level drug offense. In addition to the driving under the influence of a controlled substance. Britney, get into spin dry, Blair Burke, who is a very prominent lawyer in California, I think is her lawyer. I don't know if she's her lawyer on this deal, but, she'll be well represented. So let's pivot now to the 7 most erratic DUI arrests. This ought to be good. This is reason number 87 why I don't want to be a cop.
The car. What's your name?
Laura.
Where you come from?
Pompton Plains.
Pompton Plains? You're in Pompton Plains. Where were you before Quick Check?
Pompton Lakes.
Pompton Lakes? What were you doing there?
I was just going home.
From where?
Pompton Lakes.
What were you doing at Pompton Lakes?
I was just going home.
You were going home?
I'm just going home. First of all, I would just tell the officer, I don't answer questions. And the reason they ask you questions is to test your verbiage. Are you speaking clearly?
you have anything to drink tonight?
No.
Any alcohol? None?
No.
None at all?
No.
The most common answer is 2 beers. I had 2 beers. I just had 2 beers. That's all I had. Just 2. Okay. You know, I think it was 2 beers. I mean, they were big beers. I mean, they were fucking huge beers, but it was just 2 of them.
You take any drugs? No?
No. Drugs? Well, they're illegal. No, me? No.
Nothing illegal? Nothing like that?
No.
Okay. You're not coming from a bar or anything like that?
No.
I don't answer questions. So take your 2-year under junior college degree and get your fucking car, you piece of shit cop. Oh, no, you probably shouldn't talk to him like that. But you can't say I don't answer questions.
Anything in the car? I have nothing for you. You sure you're not having anything to drink tonight? I'm gonna run you through some tests, okay? What was your name again?
Laura.
So here's the deal. You don't have to do these roadside tests. You don't have to do these roadside tests. But if you go back, but then they'll take you to the station and then you have to take their test there. And if that is blowing into a machine, you blow into the machine. And if you blow all zeros, what else are they going to do? So Robert just raised the proposition that it's to your benefit sometimes if you get arrested. Not right away, honestly. The more time that you can expand, but you're not going to expand it so much. The DUI statute generally has you have to take the test within 2 hours of driving, and it's not going to take that long. So the amount of time that you can waste between driving and test, and it doesn't matter. Sometimes you're on the way up. If you just got done drinking, you're on the way up. But if you quit drinking like an hour and a half ago, then you'd probably be on the way down.
Laura?
What's in your mouth?
Nothing.
Stick your tongue.
What's your highest level of education?
Backwards.
Hey, officer, what's yours? I saw one. What did that guy say? He said, "Do you know why I'm here right now?" And the driver said, "Because you got C's in high school." And I don't mean to goof on cops, but I kind of do. I mean, I goof on everybody. So if you're a cop, don't be offended. And you know what? You're not, because you have a thick skin because of the shit you guys deal with.
Bachelor's? So you don't have any issues with the English alphabet or counting numbers? Nothing like that? No problem? Starting with the letter B and stopping at the letter K. Recite the alphabet, okay?
C-E-D-E-F-G-H-K.
Okay. Starting on the number 52 and counting backwards, stopping on the number 36. Got
51.
Yep, go ahead.
50. 69, 68, 67, 66.
51, 50, 69, 68, 66.
65, 64, 63, 64, 63, 62, 60, 69, 60,
Okay, you can stop.
59,
You can stop. You can
68.
stop. You have any injuries on your hands?
No way.
Okay. I'm going to demonstrate.
Okay.
I'm going to show you what to do, and then I want you to do it. Don't start until I tell you to start, okay?
Okay.
Here's the thing. Like, there's a walk and turn test they do. There's a one leg stand test. They don't tell you that if you have your hands out more than 6 inches for balance, that's an indicator of being intoxicated, which is ridiculous. You need to tell them right away that, look, I have a knee problem. I have eye issues. I have got a nystagmus naturally occurring in my eyes. I was born at 0.08 already, so I just have this alcohol in my system naturally. Don't say that.
You're going to touching each fingertip to each thumb. It's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's one rotation. I want you to do that 3 times. Do you understand?
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, you can stop. Have a seat on the front of this right here. Do you have a glass eye?
No.
And you just wear glasses. You're not wearing contacts right now.
But I did take an antihistamine, which causes nystagmus.
Right now, I'm gonna check your eyes. Okay. See the tip of this pen? You see the tip of it? Okay. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring it back and forth. I want you to follow with your eyes and your eyes only, keeping your head straight. Do you understand?
Move your
understand?
coat.
Okay. Tilt your head down a little bit. Just keep it straight. Yep. Just look like that. Okay.
So what they're looking for is a jerkiness in your eyes, you know?
Okay. One more time. I'm gonna go up now. Okay.
Yes, I see it.
Still not seeing the most erratic
Yes.
DUI arrest.
You're willing to do the test.
Yes.
Okay. Do as best you can.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you walk and turn test. They look for it heel to toe, heel to toe. They look balancing. Look at her arms are out. There's a whole host of indicators, and they don't tell you what they are. Honestly, I can't do this whether I've had a drink or not. You know, and I maybe it's because I'm almost 60 and my balance isn't what it used to be. But I don't think I could have done it back then. Heel to toe bullshit.
5, 6,
Ooh,
7,
a dance maneuver.
8, 9, 10, 11,
9
All right.
steps.
You need to begin whenever you're ready.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, stop.
We're not playing hopscotch here, lady.
Continue. But if you're gonna fall, don't.
1, 2, 3, 4,
See, all that swaying and balancing, those are all
5,
indicators.
6, 7, 8.
Okay, you can stop.
I'm sorry.
We believe you are under the influence of a controlled substance.
I'm sorry, sir.
10-4.
Have a seat.
Walk right on.
Go butt first. Yeah. Slide in and then prop your feet up. Okay. There you go. Going straight that way. This is just another form that this is just for a warning for because she's underage in the state of New Jersey's new law. It's just like a warning notice.
Oh, underage. So if you're under 21, it's not a drop. Most places.
For being underage and having alcohol.
For her.
Yes. There's nothing like new charge or anything. It's just another piece of paper.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you.
And I have a witness that she started to hit me. For what reason? Well, I was in my car like this getting in.
Yeah.
And she grazed my door. And I said, what the hell are you freaking doing?
Would she graze her door to her car?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then she came over.
Alright.
And she started to swing at me.
Okay.
And when she came over, she did this to my car.
With what, like...
Probably with her...
Keys?
Keys, whatever.
Wait.
Sorry.
Did she do that on purpose?
Well, I told her, what the f*** you doing?
Alright. And
So she's in there right now.
do you have a description? What's she wearing?
Blonde, skinny.
One of the worst things you can do if you're drunk is go to a gas station. Guess who hangs out at gas stations? Cops do. And why do they hang out there? Because they get free coffee and donuts. I don't know if I get donuts or not, but cops love donuts. Honestly, if you want to get out of a ticket, you hand them a fucking box of apple fritters or some kind of jelly-filled donut. You won't get a ticket. I don't guarantee that, but give it a shot.
What? Alright. Hi, Officer Santiago. I thought you know I have a camera on.
Man,
Alright, what happened?
this man rips my nail off my finger.
Okay. Alright.
He assaulted me.
Alright.
You know, guess what else you get when you get a drunk? You get criers. Because you get emotional.
Alright, so what happened? What happened? That's just like...
I didn't do anything.
Okay. Alright.
Yes, I'm drunk, but it's like my
Yes, I'm drunk.
I have no fingernail, dude.
Okay. Well, all right. So you pulled into the lot here, right?
Yes, and I went to get a
and you got too close to his car. And is that how this all started?
Yes, but I didn't fucking hit his car.
Honestly, she walked out, and then I don't know.
I walked out, and this guy went fucking berserk and ripped off my fingernail.
Okay. All right. Well, they're gonna investigate that. All right.
No, it's not even that.
All right.
But
So
it's
no,
like
he's just saying that.
Fingernail, dude. I have no nail.
He's saying that she hit him.
So this is at 1 a.m. What did I always tell you? Nothing good happens after midnight. So at 1 o'clock, where should she be? Probably working on that hairline. But at home, in her silky pajamas, kind of either watching a movie or snoring. That's what she should be doing. But instead, hey, I got FOMO. You know, there's a party. Oh, I don't want to miss the party.
And why would I hit him for no reason?
All right.
Why would I
you see
hit
what
him?
happened?
Honestly, I did not.
Okay. All right.
I feel like.
Why would I start?
Okay. All right. So how did? Okay.
I
Here,
got it.
let me
Maybe
talk
I
to
got
her.
a little too close to his
All right. So
car,
how did this start? So
I pulled in. Hold on, I need to take a seat.
okay.
I pulled in. Yes, I got a little too close to his car, but I didn't hit his car. He started getting out, freaking the f*** out of me, telling me he's like gonna hit me and shit.
Okay.
So I went into Wawa. I got myself food, which was I was planning on
This must be
getting.
Florida.
And I came out, and he started like being violent with me. And then I lost my.
Guess what? If you would have just gone out till maybe 10:30 or 11 o'clock and been home after you took an Uber, bar the fact that the Uber guy didn't take you into the woods and kill you, from our last video, being home. I mean, this late night bullshit, it's just so stupid. I've never been a late night guy, and I never will be.
And all right. And what did he say? How did he break
I
your
don't
nail?
even know. He's like, you hit my f***ing car, like, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, if it was a problem, like, you should have told me, like, when I first pulled up, like, it's like,
Okay. All right. So
I have no fingernails, sir. I have no fingernails.
So we need the car?
He assaulted the
So this is a car accident?
No, it's not even a car.
It's a car accident, it's a DUI, and an assault. Hey, we got all kinds of work for these cops here at a gas station on something that did not need to happen. But if I was to eliminate all the things that didn't need to happen, I wouldn't have a job. So alcohol, drugs, and dumb decisions have put my kids through college.
Investigate a 450, and then we have to figure out this assault, what exactly happened. I don't know if they have a camera in there or not.
Do you want to do the 450 where our cars are parked?
I have no fingernail right now.
That's why we're not here?
I have no fingernail.
Yeah,
Walker.
No fingernails, sir.
All right, man, just hang tight right. We're trying to figure this all out.
Yeah, witness. That kid just said, I got all the information. She pulled into the lot driving. I saw there's a twisted T in there.
Yeah.
Looks like it's empty, but I don't know what she said.
Well, she told me she pulled in a while. She's drunk. She's sorry, blah, 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 but it's no reason for him to, like, assault her.
And we locked her in. She hadn't drank from in the Wawa.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to walk over there so we don't have to do that.
First thing the cops should do is get the video. One cop should go in and get the video. The other one should be doing the, DUI analysis.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I know.
All right, man.
I have no fingernail.
All right. Sir, can you back up so I can talk to her? Sure. All right, here. Let me talk to you over here, so we're not creating a big scene.
Sorry.
All right, let's not exchange words with him. We're gonna walk around. All right. Come on. We're gonna walk around this way. We have to investigate this assault. Okay, and I'm telling you right now, we're gonna investigate it. We're gonna investigate it. They're talking to him. They're gonna pull the cameras from inside WoW and all that. But what I have to do right now is investigate you driving. Okay, because you said you pulled in here, you went to the Wawa. There's no alcohol that you consume while you're inside Wawa, right?
No, I didn't.
So she has this crop top on to take away, so you don't pay attention to her face. I think.
Consume alcohol in Walla, but I did consume alcohol before, and I'm 21 years old.
Right, and you pulled into this.
I pulled into this Wawa. Maybe I pulled it a little too short, but it's like I didn't hit it.
All right, and when did you pull into Wawa?
I don't know the exact time.
But it was recent.
Recently, yes.
Within the last few minutes
to get a cheesesteak, dude.
Within the last few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I have no.
So,
dude, look at my finger.
I'm gonna
You know, she says she's drunk, but I don't see that she's slurring her words or that she's unsteady on her feet.
I'm going to document that. My job right now is just to make sure that... Okay, so listen, they're going to investigate your hand. Okay, they're talking to them right now.
I mean, the very first thing I would do, I would say, would you consent to doing a preliminary breath test? You told me that you're drunk. Let's just make sure you're okay to drive. And then if she's over the limit, then you don't have to go through all that other shit.
My cameras.
Like, I don't even
but listen,
care
right now what I have to do is I have to see if you're okay to drive. Because there's...
No, I'm not okay to drive.
Okay, well...
But you just drove. That's called self-snitching. How dumb is that?
There's three things that we have to investigate right now. We have to investigate whether or not there's a car accident, whether or not you're okay to drive. And listen, we have to investigate the assault that took place. Okay? So I have to ask...
no fingernail.
Okay, so I have to ask you a few questions to make sure that you're...
That's fine.
Alright, so can we walk over here so we're not in traffic? So, alright, so where did you come from just now?
I came from, we were at exit 6.
Okay.
Why are you doing this? She just told you she was drunk and she's not okay to drive. Okay, well, let's do a PBT. Why didn't you just do that straight away? You don't need to do all this fucking DUI analysis because you have enough right there. So we're going to have to go through this.
Exit 6.
All right, and when did you leave exit 6?
I don't know the exact time. I don't even have my phone on me.
All right,
my phone is lost.
Okay, so, all right, so when...
Please arrest me.
No, listen, I have to do an investigation, okay? So when did you have your first drink, do you think?
I don't even know, man. Like 10, maybe 11.
How many drinks
Okay, no, it's 1:16, so that's just a couple hours ago.
do you think that you
I
have tonight?
twisted tea, so they're like 5% alcohol.
Okay. All right.
I'm like really upset.
All right. There's a twisted tea that was inside the car. What was that? One of the twisted teas that you're drinking?
That is so from previous.
Okay. All right. Are you diabetic or anything?
No, I'm not diabetic.
Okay.
The reason he's asking that is because if you're diabetic, your acetones and ketones can elevate falsely a blood alcohol reading.
All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. What's your highest level of education?
I just graduated college.
All right. Do you know the alphabet?
Yes, ABC.
Nah, I don't know the alphabet. These tests are so dumb.
ABCD.
All right. Can you recite the alphabet slow and clear without singing it from C to Y? You're gonna start at C and end at Y.
C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V H Y W X and Z.
HYW.
Can you count backwards, starting at 50 and stopping at 38?
50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38.
Okay. All right.
My nail has
Yeah.
ripped off, dude. I have acrylics.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. Yeah. So we're gonna have someone at the station take care of that. Okay.
No, it's not. I don't even want to be taking care of. I just want to go home.
Okay. All right. So real quick. All right. What I want to do is I'm gonna do a few tests. I'm gonna check your eyes. Okay.
Well, I'm intoxicated.
Why does he just fucking give her the PBT?
It's
okay.
obvious.
All right. Well, can you do me a favor? Can you just...
I'm intoxicated. It's obvious. This is the third time she's told you she's drunk and she's not fit to drive. So just give her the PBT and arrest her.
Yes.
Put your arms down at your sides. Put your feet together like so. All right.
This cop
do you have
is
any
slow
issues
as
with your
fuck.
eyes or anything like that?
I wear contacts.
Okay. All right.
I wear glasses.
All right. What I want you to do is I want you to stare at this light and follow this light with just your eyes only.
Okay.
All right. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay. And I want you to keep your head straight and follow this with just your eyes. All right. I'm going to start. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
She's actually doing well on these tests. I don't know. I can't tell from the video whether she's got nystagmus or not. So you're not supposed to hold your hands out like that.
1,000 to 1,000.
I do have to place you under arrest for driving while intoxicated. It's a traffic ticket. It's
Okay.
not a crime. Okay?
Am I going to jail?
So in some, like Wisconsin, for example, your first DUI is not a crime. Oddly enough, it's like speeding. You know, you can still lose your license, but it's not the same as it is here in Minnesota. And most other places, it is a crime. He probably didn't do the PBT because he probably didn't have one. Maybe that's why.
You're not going to jail. You're going to go to police station.
And PBT stands for preliminary breath test.
Or police station. All right. And then when we get to the station, I'm going to have someone come out and take a look at your finger. All right.
Okay.
So do me a favor and place your hands upon your back. All right.
All right, we'll do one or two more of these.
In the wrong way of traffic.
No, I just got changed around. I just moved here like 2 months ago. and
Okay.
I just got changed around.
Okay. Do you understand what's going on though?
Yes.
You're going into oncoming traffic.
I know, and I just decided that it was better.
It's hard when you get, in the wrong lane and the cars are going the opposite direction. That's happened to me in Dublin a couple times because they drive on the opposite side of the road.
It's better just to turn around really quick.
Okay.
But I'm sorry. I just have like really bad social anxiety and stuff.
I get you.
I don't want to step out.
I have really social bad anxiety because I can't tell whether I'm a man or woman, so I'm just going to say I'm non-binary.
Whenever you're asking for stuff.
Okay. Well, we're past that. Just go ahead and step out.
As an indigenous person, and
Right back here, please. Miss Perry?
well, I'm non-binary, so.
Okay. What do you go by?
I'm non-binary. It means I don't have a dick or a vagina. I just have a butthole. I think. Yeah, non-binary. What is non-binary? I mean, I don't get that. I don't identify as a man or a woman. So I sold my clitoris to science. I mean, is that what it means? I mean, fuck, I don't know.
You go by.
It's Kai.
How can I refer to you tonight? Kai? Okay. Hey, I'm smelling alcohol.
I know.
How much have you consumed tonight?
Like probably 3 drinks.
I need to run you through.
I don't identify as an intoxicated person. I identify as a sober, non-binary piece of shit. Really, that's what I am.
Run you through some tests right now. Stand facing me, please.
But I just want you to know that I also have very bad social anxiety.
You and me both.
And so by your tests, they really are infringing upon my person. I'm non-binary and I go by Kai, and I'm sober. Even when I drink, I'm sober. But my social anxiety, what's it going to do for you? Like all of a sudden, because of your social anxiety, you can't do these tests?
Both.
Okay.
Okay. Any recent head trauma, traumatic brain injuries, anything I need to know about?
Anything happen to your eyes that we need to know about? Like, did you fall into like a Cleopatra face mask or something?
Mental, yes.
Focus on my finger, please.
I am. You're just like trying to intimidate me.
I don't know how I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, my gun is intimidating you. My cop car is intimidating you. And guess what? Your alcohol consumption is intimidating the rest of society.
This is the test.
As you know, as an indigenous.
Here's the other thing. Failure to follow directions is also an indicator of intoxication.
As you know, as an indigenous person, and there's a bunch of going around.
Does she look like an indigenous person to you? She looks like an indigent person, but not indigenous.
I'm sorry, but it's just for me to be on my toes.
I get you.
Can you remember that I told you that I'm non-binary?
Yeah, I'll try my.
She's so proud of that, right? She wants everybody to know I'm not binary. I'm not binary. Oh, but did I tell you that non-binary? There's no binary in my non. I'm not binary. I'm not one of those. Nothing. I'm just non-binary. I'm non-binary. Did I tell you that? I'm not binary. I'm non-binary. Did I tell you that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Artist. I'll refer to you as Kai, right?
Yes.
Perfect. I need to know if you have any injuries or anything that would prevent you from doing a standard
I'm not going to reveal that information because I'm non-binary.
walker turn tonight.
Mental health.
Mental health. No fucking shit. Ah! Jesus Christ. Boo! You know, am I the most insensitive son of a bitch you've ever met in your life? I suppose I kind of am, but these people just drive me crazy.
Any physical injuries?
Mentally, yeah.
Mentally, yeah. Like, I'm non-binary. I'm not binary. I'm non-binary. But my hat is binary. My hat is female.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Mental, PTSD, depression, anxiety.
I get you.
What else you want?
Now with your right foot, place it in front of your left in a heel-to-toe touch.
If I was this cop, I'd want to engage her in as much conversation as possible. Did she say something about PTSD? I think. What's your PTSD from? Sorry. I'm so insensitive.
Touching manner with your arms by your side, just like this, ma'am.
These are not arms. These are not arms. I don't identify these as arms. So what do you mean? What arms? You know, nothing makes fucking sense with some of these people.
Not call me ma'am, please.
I'm trying my hardest.
Okay, well.
Okay.
It means a lot to me.
I'm trying my
I
hardest.
don't feel like a man, so.
Okay.
It's kind of triggering.
Right foot in front of your left.
Triggering. What does that mean, triggering? Like, what's going to happen? Are you going to fucking go postal and all of a sudden whip out your AK-47 and mow people down? Triggering what? Triggering your PTSD when I call you ma'am? Give me a fucking break.
Nope, go back.
I'm sorry, but the whole man thing, just like.
I apologize. Let's see if we can move forward from it. You have 0 questions?
Victimhood.
No, but I just want to tell you that I suffer from really bad anxiety, especially with generational trauma and PTSD around white people and cops.
Generational trauma around white people. She looks pretty fucking white to me. But is she Native American? You know, the Native Americans that I know don't talk like this.
It's like, it's just.
I'm going to speak with you right over here, okay?
No.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and place your hands behind your back.
What? I don't identify as an arrested person.
Don't, dude.
Don't make it hard.
Please.
Don't make it hard.
No,
Nope. You're going to get a resistance.
Dude,
You're going to get a resistance.
I don't.
Don't resist.
Don't push me to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. I'm sorry. I just decided to put that in there. You didn't have any trouble drinking and driving, you know, and you know, identifying as a drunken driver.
Listen to me. Don't resist.
Don't. You're being a white man and don't. I followed all of your shit. Like, as an indigenous person, like, you guys. You guys are scaring me.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Yes, there is. It's called generational trauma.
Okay. Well, you know, actually, I take that back. She sort of does look like she could be Native American. But generational trauma, the white man, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're on a white man's road. You're on a white... I mean, give me a fucking break. It's society's road. He's a cop, you know? The fact that he's white doesn't take away from the fact that, you know, he smelled alcohol on your breath and you got busted drinking and driving. So one of the things when I just got pulled over the other day, I was doing like... I think, well, I got ticketed for 79 and 55, I think. I was on my way to court, and I was in a bind. I was running behind. I was looking for a soul to steal. And when a cop comes, here you go. Here's my license. Here's my insurance. What more do you want, motherfucker? I did not say that. You don't talk to him like that. But I mean, but by the time they get up to your car, you should have everything just handed to them. I've been pulled over, I think, 3 times for DUI, and I never once have I gotten a ticket. And because I was under the legal limit by a long ways every time. But this one time, I was in New York for my brother-in-law's wedding. Well, it kind of was a funeral. So he's no longer married to her. But he and I were driving. I was going back to my hotel, and he was kind of showing me the way. And I went like this, I just pretended to run into him, goofing around, right in front of a state trooper. So he pulls me over, and I'm like, oh fuck! And we just come from the groom center, so I had a few beers in me. And this cop looks at me and says, you know why I pulled you over? I said, yeah, because I was goofing around with him. My hotel's right there. I said, we just came from the groom's dinner. He goes, where are you from? I said, from Minnesota. Whose car is this? It's a rental. License and registration. So I bring out the stuff, and he goes, what do you do for work? I said, I'm a criminal lawyer. And he goes, oh, really? Kind of interesting from this standpoint, isn't it, counselor? I'm like, not really. He goes, look, I'm not going to bust your balls. As long as you're under .20, you're going home. That's what he said to me. And as it turns out, I was like .04 or something. So I was not anywhere close to the legal limit. But and he just let me go, which he should have, right? I tell you, it's nerve-wracking. That's why I don't drink and drive at all anymore. Whether you have a shot of whiskey, a beer, or a glass of wine, typically those are all about the same amount of alcohol. My advice to you, if you really, really want to avoid a DUI, there's 2 ways to do it. You can beat the cops every single time on this. There's 2 ways to beat the cops. You ready? Don't drink or take an Uber. You beat the cops every fucking time on that one. So give it a shot. I don't really chance it anymore. I think in my 20s I did. But I never got a DUI, and I never got in an accident while I was drinking. What I would do, I'd go home from the bar, I'd hop on the freeway, set it at just a couple miles over the speed limit, white knuckle it home, and just pull into the driveway and see you later. I don't do that anymore. That's so fucking stupid. You can't respond. Your judgment is impaired, your reaction time is impaired, and you might not see something in the road or be able to react in time. And that's why DUIs are considered so much differently than any other crime, and that's because Mothers Against Drunk Driving has had such a powerful impact on legislators. So there's almost no wiggle room in negotiating these things unless you can prove that you are either under the legal limit or the cop didn't have any kind of cause to pull you over or do some of the things that the cop did. So absent some mistake or absent some sheer innocence, and there's challenges to the test nowadays because the test isn't foolproof. I mean, there's error in the test, and if they don't calibrate the equipment properly, there's a whole host of defenses that are available to you. But the best defense is good offense, and that's pre-planning, and that's not drinking and not driving. And so let's just bring this back to the initial reaction that we talked about with Britney Spears. A DUI can have far-reaching implications in your life. If you're working, it can take away your job. Like, for example, if you lose your license, you can only drive a limited time, and you can only drive a car that has the Intoxilock in it. Well, guess what? You can't drive a work truck, And with Britney Spears, she was on conservatorship. Will that have an impact on it? I doubt it, but it very well could, because if all of a sudden she's a danger to herself and to others and can't make good decisions, she's by herself. She's had some alcohol on board and some pills. What kind of pills? Those pills are more of a problem than the alcohol is, to be honest with you. So these things can have far-reaching implications, especially if you get them over and over again. So the easiest thing to do is curb your enthusiasm. Just don't drink and drive, and moderate it, Go out to dinner, have a couple glasses of wine. A couple glasses of wine over 2-3 hours is not going to put you over the legal limit. You don't have to have that FOMO thing to be out till 3 a.m. And if you have to be that person, don't drive. Get an Uber and risk your life that way. So we'll see you next time on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your board certified criminal defense lawyer. Follow us on Instagram. Click that notification, that little bell up there, so you get notified when we put a video out. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Sign up for Patreon. You'll see some additional content on there that you won't see anywhere else. And we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, please, is at my